Have you ever stood in the rain, not just outside, but inside your heart, when every drop felt like the world reminding you that you were alone? This is the story of a girl who waited, not just for a bus, but for a sign that kindness still existed. Everyone passed by, some stared, some ignored, but one stranger changed everything. The rain was relentless that evening. It wasn't the kind that gently pattered against the ground. It was the kind that came down with purpose, as if the sky itself was grieving. Maya stood beneath the broken metal shelter of the old bus stop, hugging her thin backpack to her chest. Her coat was soaked through, her shoes squelched with every small shuffle, but she didn't move. She couldn't. She had nowhere else to go. The bus was late again. It always was around this time, but today, waiting felt heavier. Today wasn't just another bad day. It was the bad day. Maya had just walked out of her part-time job at the small bakery down the street. She wasn't fired. That might have been easier. No, she had been told, gently but firmly, that they had to let her go because business was slow. She had nodded with a weak smile, trying to hide how badly she needed that job. How badly she needed something to go right. Her rent was already overdue. Her mother, her only family, was sick back home in another city, and Maya had promised to send money for medicine. She had dreams once, of becoming a designer, of seeing her work in magazines, but dreams didn't pay bills. So she worked, she struggled, she endured, but today, even endurance felt difficult. Cars rushed past the bus stop, spraying muddy water across the sidewalk. A group of students laughed loudly as they passed by, shielding themselves with bright umbrellas. One of them glanced at her, just for a moment, but quickly looked away like she was invisible, or worse, like she was an inconvenience. Her phone buzzed, a message from her landlord. Rent due tomorrow, no more delays. Maya closed her eyes. Another drop of rain escaped the crack in the shelter's roof, landing directly on her forehead. She wiped it away, not sure if it was rain or a tear. People came and went, waiting briefly before getting picked up by cars or taxis. After 20 minutes, she was the only one left, alone, cold, forgotten. She looked at the empty road and whispered to herself, "Will anyone ever stop for me?" The wind grew harsher, almost as if it was mocking her. Maya stepped closer to the pole of the bus sign, trying to shield herself from the gusts. Her teeth chattered uncontrollably. She wished she had brought gloves, but she hadn't expected the weather to turn this bad. She hadn't expected life to turn this bad either. A luxury car slowed down near the stop. For a second, hope flickered in her chest. Maybe someone was offering her a ride. The window rolled down just an inch, and a well-dressed woman peered out. Maya straightened up, ready to respond, but instead of speaking, the woman frowned and rolled the window back up. The car sped away, splashing water over Maya's feet. She flinched, staring after it. Why did she look at me like that, like she was dangerous, like she wasn't worth talking to? Minutes passed, each one felt like an hour, each raindrop like a reminder of everything going wrong. Then came another blow. A man approached the shelter. He looked at Maya, then at the space next to her. Without a word, he stood far away, outside the shelter, as if standing near her might dirty him. He didn't offer his umbrella. He didn't smile. He didn't even nod. Maya's throat tightened. She wasn't asking for money. She wasn't begging for help. She just wanted basic kindness, human acknowledgement. A bus finally appeared in the distance. She stood up quickly, relief flooding her. Only to watch it zoom right past without stopping. Full, she sank back down. At that moment, the weight of everything, her job loss, her overdue rent, her mother's illness, the stairs, the silence, the loneliness, crashed into her like a storm stronger than any rain. Her legs trembled. She crouched down, hugging her knees. Tears mixed with rain as she whispered, "Why does no one care?" And for the first time in a long time, she truly believed she was invisible. She didn't hear footsteps. She didn't notice the figure approaching. It wasn't until she felt movement beside her that she looked up. Someone was standing next to her, a man, perhaps in his late 50s, holding an umbrella. His hair was graying, his coat simple but warm, looking. He didn't say anything at first. He simply extended the umbrella slightly over her head, shielding her from the rain. Maya blinked, confused. No one had done that for her. Not in a long time. He glanced down at her and offered a gentle smile. "This rain is too harsh to face alone," he said softly. Maya didn't know what to say. Her voice was lost somewhere between disbelief and gratitude. She slowly stood up, and he adjusted the umbrella to cover both of them. They stood there in silence for several moments, but it wasn't the heavy kind of silence she was used to. It was warm, safe. After a while, the man spoke again. "Long day." Maya hesitated, then nodded. He didn't pry. He didn't ask for details. He simply said, "Sometimes life pushes us to the edge just to show us that someone will pull us back." His words hit her harder than she expected. A bus approached. As it stopped, the man stepped aside and gestured for her to get on first. When she reached for her card, he gently stopped her. "Let me," he said, tapping his card instead. She stared at him. "Why? Why are you helping me?" He smiled again, eyes kind but knowing. "Because once, a stranger helped me when I thought the world had forgotten me too." Amaya's chest tightened with emotion. She couldn't stop the tears this time, but they weren't tears of pain. They were of relief. As she stepped onto the bus, she turned back to look at him, but he was already walking away, umbrella in hand, disappearing into the rain like a guardian angel who had finished his task. You never know whose life you might change, with a smile, with shelter, with a little kindness. Sometimes, the smallest gestures shine the brightest in someone's darkest moment. Be the stranger who stands beside someone in the storm, because kindness doesn't just change others, it changes you too.